Hi, everybody. It's Mr. Gray here. Thank you again for another fantastic week at school. This week we're currently in is a really short week. We're back to a normal schedule starting next week, and then things are going to move quite quickly here at the end of the year. Believe it or not, we're in our last little section of the year. This one definitely goes the fastest between spring break and summer. There's just a lot of things happening every week, and we'll get to state testing, which we'll talk about, and then we really get into the end of the year. So I do want to tell you about a few things that are happening. A-Wish is around the world in Santiago Hills, and that is a really fun event that will be next Friday evening, April 17th, here at the school. And there'll be lots of food and fun and games. So if you didn't get a chance to go last year or you've never been, I highly recommend it. It's a really fun family activity. The book fair will be the next week, Tuesday, April 21st, during our library time. That'll be the last book fair of the year. And then state testing will begin shortly after that in just a few weeks here. April 27th through May 7th will be state testing. There's nothing you need to do for state testing except to encourage your kids to sleep and get a good breakfast. I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we get closer, but that is the big thing. Just sleep, get a good breakfast, and the kids will do fine. It will not be a really stressful time, except they just have to take a lot of tests during that time, which is a bummer. The other thing I put on the updates page and on the email is a link to photos I've taken throughout the school year. I've given you some of them that I printed out and gave to you at open house, but there are just some other ones that I just took throughout the year for like a different project or for a certain event that was happening. And there are some videos in there as well. So they're for you. You can download the ones of your children if you would like. And so enjoy those. Next week, we're kind of restarting a few things. We have a short time before state testing, so we're working on a few short units over the next couple weeks. In reading, we'll focus on informational texts and studying informational texts about extreme weather. And we'll look at just important information reading skills to review and explore, find the main idea and key details, looking at different text structures and text features, and how all those fit together. And so that'll be really interesting. I have some good extreme weather events to talk about, so I think the kids will be into that. I'm reading out loud a really funny, just entertaining book called Sideways Stories from Wayside School. In writing, our class will begin a short information writing unit just to help the students write a really clear and organized nonfiction piece. It will focus on our school, but there will be lots of different options for what the kids can write about. And so we'll be working on that for a couple weeks. In math, we're still working on converting units. Next week, we'll talk about converting mass and weight, work on word problems, review a little bit of the conversions that we've done, and take a quiz on Thursday. In social studies, we're looking at some of the important founding documents of the United States, a deep dive on the Declaration of Independence, the Articles of Confederation, which was the failed attempt at a governing document, which was later replaced by the Constitution, which is what we'll look at as well. The kids will go to Science Lab with Mrs. DeMarco. We'll meet with our second grade buddies. We should be meeting for board games with Mrs. Kovac's class on Friday. And all next week, the kids will be working on their chit-chat speech, which is they have to teach something to the class. And so they've been working on that, and hopefully you can run through it with them and see how it goes. It's very different than the other speeches. A lot of it requires this back and forth with the audience, which is difficult and unpredictable. So it should be very entertaining, and the kids have really good ideas for their speeches. So it should be really fun next week. One little additional thing I wanted to tell you, we're finishing state testing by May 7th. That's my last day before I'm out. So that is kind of why state testing is happening right at that time, so we can finish it. It's going to go pretty quick, but then we have done some interviews, and we're not finalized yet, but we have at least one great candidate that is ready to go. And so Mr. Potwar and I would like to finish up some interviews, but we're working on it. And so we should have an announcement about that relatively soon, hopefully, as we finish up some more discussions here, but that person will be here from Friday, May 8th until the end of the school year. And the other thing I forgot to tell you is that we're working on an all APPES project. The kids have a group with a 4th grader and a 6th grader, and they're working on a shoebox society. So there's different possibilities for that. You can ask your students about that, but they'll be working on that. Through the end of the year, we have a tentative date for our final showcase for that, where we will invite you. And that currently is Friday, May 22nd, but we're still looking at that just to make sure there are no conflicts. Don't write that down yet, but of course we will let you know as soon as we can. All right, have a wonderful week. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.